Alpine's Hemp Company. Gummies, seltzers, syrups, and more. Treat yourself to the best.
With your look at local sports from across the Hickory Metro, I'm Jason Savage for WHKY News. We begin with the Western Regional Finals in high school volleyball action last night. Starting in the 3A class, drawn fell to Pine Lake Prep, getting swept 3-0. The Wildcat season ends with a record of 23 wins to just 6 losses. However, in the 5A class, Hickory winning at home over Carson 3-1. With that win, the Red Tornadoes will advance to the 5A state championship. They'll be facing Seaforth 7:30 Friday night at the Lawrence Joel Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Winston-Salem. Now, we'll keep you updated of that contest on WHKY Radio, 1290 AM, 102.3 FM, and online at WHKY.com. Of course, we have Hickory High School football on Friday night, but we'll keep you updated with how the Red Tornadoes fare against Seaforth in that state championship on WHKY Radio Friday night. Keeping with the volleyball theme, LENOIR-RHYNE Volleyball won 3-1 over TUSCULUM at home last night, wrapping up a 3-game homestand. The Bears would lose the first set in an incredible marathon, 38-36, before winning 3 straight to take the match. Now, after the contest, head coach Nicole Behringer and Kaylee Cleaver, who led the team in kills with 18, joined Dallas Renzi courtside on the Bears Sports Network.
Coach, after losing that first set, 38-36, what was the message to your team?
Well, you know, the fans got their money's worth tonight, that's for sure, in that first set. Yeah, it's funny because Mark and I spent a long time kind of chatting back and forth. I was very heated. I'm like a outcome-driven person, so when it doesn't always go our way, I have to kind of calm myself down first before I address the team.
Yep.
And so Mark and I were talking, and I walked over, and they were all kind of huddled up really well, and I had heard them talking. And so the time I sat down and looked at them, I was like, y'all good? Like, have we all talked about this? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, all right, I'm not going to freak out because I trust that y'all are going to turn this around. And so I didn't say a whole lot. I think they had talked through it, and they realized, like, we played with a little bit of fear in your own home gym, which is not something we want to be doing. And so we turned it around really well in that second set, and that carried into the rest of the match. I thought Tusculum had a great match. I thought they did some really good things. But I'm glad we finally kind of hit a good groove and started passing a little bit better, which got our offense working really well, and started getting some blocks, and things started turning around for us. So, you know, everything's, you know, we talked about at the end of the game, I was like, you know, everything's about a percentage of what happens to you and then how you respond to it. And I thought we responded really well.
And you mentioned blocks tonight. Kayla, you had 5.5 blocks. You also finished with a team lead of 18 kills. When would you say your team started to settle in to this match?
I think we settled in towards the end of the first set, but it was hard to finish that set because we had a very slow start. And we work on a lot in practice, closing out sets and getting a very fast start, because that does help us a lot. But we were in our groove, but we just could not finish it like we wanted to. And like she said, we had a really good talk about it after the first set, and we were ready to go and finish the next 3 sets.
Well, Coach, you got a short turnaround. You face off against Tusculum on Friday. So what adjustments do you see your team making going into that match Friday?
Well, I think that first set Tusculum hit well, and they hit in some areas that they beat us in some areas that, like, we're defending differently, and so I think it's going and looking at what those attacks look like, how we can defend them differently from the get-go on Friday, rather than us waiting to make those adjustments into the match. So shout out Tusculum for a great fun first set and a great match. Glad we pulled it out, and I don't know what we ended up hitting because I don't have stats in front of me, but
came away with a season high 62 kills.
Oh, very nice.
And
231.
Yeah.
We'll take that. Our goal was a high hitting percentage, and we started kind of rough in the first set, and we worked our way out of it. So I was really proud of how we finished that out, and just got started a little bit quicker on Friday. So yeah.
The win improves the Bears to 16-5 overall, 10-3 in the South Atlantic Conference, and in a random scheduling quirk, the Bears will face the Pioneers again, this time in Greenville, Tennessee, on Friday evening. And finally, from LENOIR-RHYNE women's golf finished 3rd at the Ralph Hayes Toyota D2 Elite Invitational held in Georgia. The Bears moved up 9 spots on the final day of the tournament with a team score 1 under par. That was tied for the best round of the tournament for a team. Danielle Becker would shoot a tournament score even par, finishing 2nd on the individual leaderboard. Now, this was the Bears' last tournament of the fall. They will resume the season in the spring with the Battle of Hilton Head, February 16th and 17th. As always, more stories and the latest updates can be found at WHKY.com.